Give it a second, let a few people get up here. Yeah, man, I was looking at some of the videos and I see them comparing when Bud fought Kell Brook to when Earl fought Kell Brook. And, I mean, it's kind of misleading doing it like that because you know sometimes it's a lot easier to beat a guy if you have seen him beat by somebody already. You know the blueprint are kind of out there. Uh, it's similar to what, but the guy that was bouncing out around the ring a whole lot. It's all because, like, especially when you're dealing with great fighters in their day, and a lot of times, especially when they're in the same division as you know, they be sitting back trying to wait some to beat them so they can see the way to beat certain fighters. Floyd was accused of that. You know, I don't know. It could be some truth in it. As far as they would say, he would wait on guys to lose a fight, then call them out. I mean, but then again, you can't blame nobody else because you went in there and lost. I think this fight that Bud gonna have with Earl, I think Bud gonna have moments. I do. I think he'll have moments in the fight just because he got his talent and his athleticism. I'm not thinking for 1 second that it's gonna be no cakewalk for Earl. But then again, it ain't gonna be hard as people probably thinking because Earl stay at this level. He stay at this level up here all the time. He don't do the roller coaster ride where these guys have a big fight. Then they need to like Bud did recently need a tune up. Spence don't tune up. Spence last tune up was with Danny Garcia. He picked people like that. He didn't want to say it because he had respect for Danny. But Danny Danny Garcia was Earl tune-up. That's just how good of a fighter he is. And the fight with Ugas, yeah, that wasn't no tune-up. He had a title, but Earl used them type guys to kind of tune up a little bit, man. That's just how good this dude is and how strong he is in that division. I think Crawford is a hell of a fighter, but I think where the you know, he came from 140, and when he first got in the division, he came in there with a gift. Jeff Horn. I mean, that was truly like a present dropped off at his door. Somebody that easy for a title fight. So Bob Arum all but gave him his welterweight title. It's just the truth. Jeff Horn is not on none of these dudes' level. None of them. None of them. I believe if you ask Bud off camera, he admit it. I really do. Now, after that, he went with Benavidez, Mean Machine. These guys had no chance. Benavidez put up a better fight, I think, than they was expected. Cause, yeah, Crawford is a good athlete, but Benavidez had absolutely no lateral movement, and he hung in there with Crawford. He hung in there. It took 12 rounds for Crawford to get it. Now he got the knockout, but it took all 12 rounds, and it was pretty competitive. And then I watched Danny Garcia dog walk. I mean, just basically dominate this dude. And see, yeah, Crawford got athleticism. He can box. He got a lot of tricks, but he ain't been in the ring with nobody like Spence. Not even close. The pressure and the power is gonna be some. It's gonna be something different. Mean Machine was a nice strong welterweight, and he knocked Crawford down. I mean, a clear knockdown. The referee just didn't call it. I mean, and Crawford he felt that punch. Ain't no way. So that wasn't that long ago. And what's gonna happen? Earl Spence got long arms just like Crawford do. He a physical fighter. He's gonna get on the inside. He don't want to. He's going to get on the inside at points in a fight and make you grit it out from time to time. But then he also know how to get out there and get on that stick and pop that jab for a minute and set you up with shots. He's not a one-dimensional fighter. Barry Hunter threw that towel in. If you go watch the end of the Lamont Peterson fight, and you will see Earl getting ready to go into his bag a little bit. He was feeling good. He was moving around the ring, and Barry Hunter stopped the fight. Now, it's a lot of dimensions that we have not seen Earl Spence game. I figured that out in the Lamar Peterson fight. You know, he's not a one-dimensional just bull, bulldog that was coming in there trying to run fighters over. Now, some of them end up getting ran over, but Earl Spence is a hell of a boxer too. Do y'all think he made the Olympic boxing team and an average boxer? Hell no. These same guys that's at the top of the game that's out here boxing now. Earl Spence can box. He not just no banger. So if it come to a point where he got a box full of while, that's not gonna be a problem. He not one dimensional. Neither is Terrence Crawford, but I just don't think we'll see when it get time to bang it out. I have a hard time seeing Crawford be able to hang in there with that power. I mean, I think he, like I said, I see him having some great moments, early in the fight. I see Earl having a few problems early in the fight, but after about 5 or 6 rounds, and Earl good and warmed up and pretty much kind of dialed it in, I can see Crawford being just like all the rest of them, folding up a lot and doing more defending than punching, cause the punching, it's breaking them down. It's hard to beat. Now, when you got two great fighters in the ring, bigger and stronger usually prevail. I mean, honestly, and I got a hard time. I got a hard time seeing Terrence Crawford being able to hurt Earl Spence real bad. I think he might could throw some shots and get his attention. I think that's definitely gonna happen, but I don't think he's gonna be able to hurt him. I mean, he done been in there with too many guys on that level, and he ain't been hurt, not really. And he shared the ring. He did a training camp with Floyd Mayweather. If you got to be kidding me if you don't think that helped him out as far as just on the boxing side of it. Not with that's almost like the PhD of boxing you in the ring with. He had no choice but to learn and get a little bit better being spending time around Money Mayweather like in training camp, watching a guy that's on that level train, and they done. I think Spence been getting kind of ready for this fight all year, similar to Crawford. Spence gonna have okay. Now we got June. He gonna have like old school, really a 12-week training camp to get ready for this boy. Man, I just see it this year. I Crawford need to get respect for this. Honestly, I didn't think he was gonna take the fight because he didn't have to. Crawford, this is why I'm gonna give him credit. Like Crawford, his name is almost already set. They done nominated him for the Hall of Fame. If not in there, I can't remember. He'd have been undisputed. In two different. He a 3 division champion at this point. So he has accomplished a lot, and he has managed. He should have got a shot at him. Bob Arum. I think he helped in that respect. I'm thinking like I think it was a way better fight than Mean Machine, Amir Khan, for him to fight Benavidez. I mean, I do. I look at since Earl had the belt, he had one layup, and that really wasn't no layup or Campo. You just seen him go 12 rounds with Fondura. So you can't say Fondura slouch. He knocked out Eric Lubin. So when this man, and Errol knocked him out in the first round with a body shot, he hadn't even got warmed up yet. I mean, he didn't even get a chance to get warm. Now, Ocampo did catch Earl with something in that nice and solid. But Earl he kept his foundation tight, and you wouldn't know it because he went right to him. And what he did was gave him back something solid. The mano a mano. That's what's gonna happen. Him and Bud it's gonna be moments like that where you have to catch and shoot. And I think Bud can catch and shoot. I know he got that in him, but Spence coming from the southpaws, they gonna both be probably southpaw. I can't see Crawford trying to fight Spence orthodox. That ain't where he do his best work at. Crawford do his best work at southpaw, so you gonna have 2 southpaws in the ring. I don't know a lot of southpaws that jab like Earl Spence. I don't. That's gonna keep Bud having to reset Bud, by him being a skilled fighter and using his feet a lot, he definitely need to have his feet set right to throw his punches right. Them hard punches ain't gonna help you with Earl Spence. You're gonna have to put your body in them shots, and you need to have your feet set to do that. So, in order for him to try to really do something real, he gonna have to plant them. He gonna have to plant them feet. Earl is constantly coming. Now, I can see Earl getting a big lead possibly, and then making Crawford come out of his bag and come forward, cause that ain't what he want to do. Crawford really like you coming to him. I mean, where he can set you up with shots. That's what he did to Sean Porter. He got a decent lead and forced Sean to have to come in, but Earl ain't short, ain't got them little bitty arms like that. That ain't gonna work with Spence. Spence is the type of guy. From what I heard, I didn't see it. I saw Floyd afterwards, but Floyd be dominating dudes to spar. Spence came in there and earned his respect. And I'm not talking about the old Floyd. I don't care if he was getting out of jail or not. That's what he like to say, but you ain't forgot how to fight because you was in jail. That's one thing. You wasn't in there for 3 damn months. I mean, like he was in there for 10 years, 3 months. That wasn't no that Spence was getting with his glamour. And Floyd is my favorite fighter ever. Just because I watched his entire career from the Olympics to the end. I watched every fight he had. And back in them days, they easy fights wasn't like the easy fights that I've seen. A lot of these fighters taking down. Hold on a second, y'all. Man, it's motherfucking dust out here. Floyd was fighting people like Justin Juco and Angel Manfredi. So, like I said, man, I think it's gonna be a lot of things different for Bud in this fight than what he used to have. And he not gonna be able to have his way. I have seen him have his way pretty much in every welterweight fight he had. Ain't no way it's gonna happen like that against Spence. Not gonna happen. Spence is a serious fighter. He ain't the type of fighter to waste time and waste punches. But he gonna keep them coming. He got a high motor. That motor Spence got. I ain't seen Crawford with that kind of motor, and I seen him with that type of talent. I seen him, like I said, set guys up with shots and stuff like that. But Earl got a Derrick James, the hell of a trainer. He got a lot of good fighters in his stable already. Earl Spence do, and Charlo is a damn good fighter himself. Earl been working with some good dudes and big guys. So I do not see how Crawford punches is gonna affect him no more than the rest of them dudes he been fighting with. Sean, Danny, I don't think none of them hit harder than Danny in the welterweight division, and Danny didn't move Spence. Didn't move him. Danny Garcia, it might be some things he missing as far as in his game, but one thing he ain't missing is power. Danny Garcia hit hard, and like I say, I didn't see him, and I seen him catch Earl with some good shots, and it didn't affect him. I have seen Earl get hit with a lot of big punches by welterweights, by Bud moving up and them having to, let him grow into the division, because that's really what he had to do. He didn't come into the division. I think, just no big, natural, normal, big size welterweight. He had to get into this. And he said himself after the Sean Porter fight, y'all don't waited too long now, I'm ready now. But just now that was him being completely honest. And I said that myself too. I think you can look at videos I had years ago. I said in a couple of years, Bud gonna be a problem at welterweight once he grow into the division. He's done that. That's why I say I don't see this no cakewalk. But I do. I don't think it's gonna be like he can just go in there and just walk through Bud. But then again, I just don't see it that much different for the rest of the guys fighting that Spence been fighting, because he stayed on his level. I ain't seen any. Lamont Peterson ain't no B-level fighter. Mikey Garcia ain't B-level. Danny ain't B-level. Sean ain't B-level. Ugas ain't B-level. And Ocampo and 1 round got him on up out of there. So he, this is the advantage I think Spence gonna have. He has not changed his level. I think he kept it like that because his mind is on bigger divisions, and I think Crawford may try to go up one more for one or two, maybe if it's the right fight. I think after this he'll go to 154 pounds. But if this a long hard 12 rounds with Earl Spence, this might be the end of it. Crawford ain't no spring chicken out there. He just stay in shape, and you know he not fighting a whole lot. He don't usually have one fight a year, so his body ain't all beat up and damaged. But if somehow this fight lasts 12 rounds, which I don't think it will, because I think they both gonna try harder than they ever have, which means it's gonna be a hell of Spence and that Ray Crawford too. But I'm saying this, one guy's the naturally bigger fighter. You can't get around that. And size and strength matter. I think he'll be naturally bigger and might be naturally able to absorb the punches better. Like once again, Crawford actually fought at 135 pounds. He coming way up. He doing what Floyd and Manny and all of them did. I don't, I don't think he had Manny speed, and I don't think he got Floyd defense. You see what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao had speed with power. So that's all. So it's gonna take a minute for the punch to get there. Crawford defense is not like what Floyd Mayweather. I see Crawford get caught by a lot of dudes that probably shouldn't be catching him like he get caught. And he get caught early a lot. Like I say, Mean Machine dropped him early in the fight. Now, I don't see how, I do remember now that fight he had with Postal. I don't think Spence will allow that. For him to just run and get away like that. I don't think Spence will allow that. That's how Oscar lost that fight with Felix Trinidad, trying not to fight. You know, uh, Big fights like this ain't about no amateur. This is a fight here. This ain't gonna be no boxing match. They may box a while, but it's gonna turn to a fight. It's gonna turn to a fight sooner than later. I truly believe that. I don't think Earl gonna get in there ready to play not one single bit. I don't. I think he gonna be dialed in from the time the fight start, and I think he gonna be trying his best to get this boy up out of there. I really do. I don't think he going for the knockout, but he gonna be going to hurt him. He gonna be going to finish him. I see him jabbing his way in to do big, to put big punches on Crawford. I really see it going down like that. I hope that I hope Bud gonna be ready. I mean, ready, cause I really think it's gonna be a rude awakening for him. I honestly do. When I look at the guys he fought and I look at when he fought them, I mean, he has done an excellent job at guiding his own career. You gotta respect him for that. At the end, I would love it. If I saw him, I would shake his hand and say, "Hey, man, you did it your way." Kind of remind me of Andre Ward to some degree. Because Bob Arum C. Crawford turned down a lot of fights, but it's his career at the end of the day. So, um, you know, and I think that it has served him well. But this is where it may be made. Now, what he did do that was wise was fall Shine and Kale. He started stepping up that welterweight competition towards the end. So it won't be a complete rude awakening when he get in there with Spence like that, because he did fight Kell Brook and Sean Porter. But after watched him get beat, the blueprint kind of out there, so it ain't really the same, completely. The fight Kell Brook had with Triple G. As soon as it got real, his trainer stopped it, so it made me feel like they just went in there to get some money. That's how it made me feel, because Kell wasn't hurt. He could have kept fighting. That was his trainer did that, and that's because the Earl Spence fight was already on the table, similar to the last fight Tank had before he fought Ryan. You already had this fight set up. Kell Brook is a guy that was missing out on the money. What? I think he took that Triple G fight strictly to get paid. That was all about him trying to get it. And I also think he probably felt like he might lose to Earl Spence. So he went on there and jumped in there with Triple G right before Spence, which Might have helped him get in there with a big puncher, and that will let you know what type of guy Spence is because that was pretty smart of Kell Brook to get in there with a big puncher before you defend your title against a big puncher. But look at the damage Earl did to that boy at the end of the fight. Look at the guys that go long rounds with Earl. Look at Mikey Garcia. He finished his career. Mikey's career was pretty much over after them 12 rounds with Spence. He took a bad beating, and Robert was supposed to let his brother be mad at him and throw that towel in there around the sixth, around the seventh, eighth round because he knew, like I knew, he didn't have a chance. I'm thinking deep down inside, they knew before the fight, but Mikey wanted that fight and they let him have it. And it ended Mikey's career, in my opinion. You know, look how Ugas was uh, beat up from head to toe after them 12 rounds. So if you go 12 rounds with Spence, you will be a shit. Look how long Danny sat out after he went through 12 rounds with Spence. They ain't gonna admit it, but he took a beating too. Yeah, I think damn they all have to sit out at least a year better before they get back in the ring. So you go 12 hard rounds with Spence, boy, you ain't gonna be the same after that. You're not gonna be the same. I don't think you're gonna make it that far. You know, and this is respectfully. It's not like this ain't no knock against Crawford that I think Spence gonna knock him out. But I've just seen Crawford hurt by way lesser fighters than Spence. I've seen Spence take big punches from guys I think might be bigger punchers than Crawford and not really blink. So in my mind, Crawford not really gonna be able to hurt him. I know Spence can hurt Crawford. Spence ain't gonna ride the gas. Crawford ain't either. But Crawford hell of a boxer. So is Spence. He the one made the Olympic team. Don't think for 1 second this boy can't fight. Just because he stayed to his fundamentals, you ain't gotta be flashy and all that to be no great boxer. You ain't gotta have the best feet, but you need some good feet. He got that. Crawford got the best feet in boxing, but it's gonna be, it's not. This is a guy that might not help you the same against because Spence is going to cut the ring in half, and you're gonna have to fight rounds. It's gonna be a lot of rounds when you ain't gonna have no choice but to fight or defend yourself from getting beat hard that Crawford got, laying down and not fighting back. I think Crawford gonna fight back, and I think he's gonna fight hard as he can. But that's when it's gonna leave gaps, and Spence gonna shoot them shots in there. Derrick James gonna have this boy ready for this fight. This is Derrick James' big fight too. I'm quite sure he ain't said it, but he just is geeked up about this fight of Spence. I can just tell by his attitude. Spence trainer done lost weight. When your trainer getting in shape with the fighters, hey, that's the guy you want to ring with you. You know, uh, Derrick James. You don't have to be, like people try to knock Bomac because he didn't have a good boxing career. Well, the people that don't have good careers boxing sometimes be the best trainers. Look what Bomac has done with Crawford so far. You can't deny they've done great things. Freddie Roach wasn't a good fighter, but Freddie Roach had some good fighters in his stable. He has trained some good fighters. Derrick James is one of them same kind of guys, but Derrick James might have been better than them in the pros, but he wasn't no champion like the guys he training is, but that don't mean you can't build one. The guy that wasn't training, just like the guy that's training Deontay. Now I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but I think Deontay gonna look like a whole nother fighter when he get in the ring. He got him doing stuff he should have been doing. I was really ashamed of Mark Breland for sitting down there allowing Deontay Wilder to dictate how he was gonna train and you the head trainer. Sometimes your name and your self-respect gotta be more than that money. You don't let your fighter tell you what to do. You telling him what to do. You the boss. You the trainer. You the guy that he picked or whatever. Y'all casting you to get him ready to go out here and beat these dudes. Then you gotta take control of your fight camp. You really do. You gotta have your fighters respect at the end of the day. And if your fighter ain't respecting you, you're not gonna be able to get 100% of what you want out of him. So Mark Reed just over there and got paid. He was dead wrong for that, and it showed up when he got them fights with Fury, somebody who knew how to box, and you ain't developed this boy past the big right hand. You know, uh, he should have been that one dimensional after all them years with a guy. Mark Breeden was a hell of a fighter back in his day. I think he got an Olympic gold medal out. Them the guys that when I was trying to get into it, them the guys that was boxing. I was around when Mark Breeden and Mildred Taylor and all them dudes was when they had the dream team. We had Sweet Pea. Yeah, man, it was a hell of a team. I can't call all the names right now. I think Morel. We had a call. That was, I think everybody got gold except Holyfield, and they robbed him. But that was one of the best Olympic teams I ever saw. I think it was 1984, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 84 Olympic team. But you know, dudes, dudes just coming from them type of backgrounds. I mean, like I say, man, this fight gonna be a motherfucker, man. This gonna be this gonna be one of them fights that go down in history, like Chavez and Mildred Taylor, Floyd and Manny. This is on that level. This is the decade. This is the decade big one. Spence and Crawford, and I don't think they're gonna disappoint nobody. I don't think they're gonna disappoint nobody, but that Will Earl got and that determination, I just think it's gonna be. I just think as the rounds go on, Crawford gonna fold, and I don't mean it disrespectfully. I think it's just gonna be something different. I think he's gonna be getting hit a lot more than he used to. I think he'll get sick of the pressure, and I think when he throw his big shots and can't get Spence off of him, that's what's gonna really deter him in this fight. I see him really trying hard. I see that. I'm looking at one, two, three, about an 8-6, between 6 and 9 is when I think the whole story gonna start playing out. Of Crawford start kind of wearing down from the pressure, from the power, and the fact that he can't keep this boy off of him. Ain't nothing like when you got a guy on you and you've been that dude, you've been knocking all these guys out. And now you got a guy that you can't keep off you with your best shots and he eating them like Skittles. I think, every guy Spence done fought, I done said that same thing. He eating them punches like Skittles. To get your shot, to give, you gotta get sometime. Spence has always looked like he been willing to pay that check. And Crawford seemed to have been able to control the guys that he been in the ring with, totally, to the point where he fight when he want to. Ain't gonna be like that in this one. You're gonna have to fight all the time. I don't think he's gonna be able to take them breaks through the rounds like he used to, with guys that's he done put fear in them before they got in the ring. A lot of them guys seem like they be scared to buzz someone before they even get in the fight. And once he start touching them, they start, they, you know, they just start surrendering. And I'm seeing him, outside of Sean Porter and Benavidez and Mean Machine, he pretty much done had his way with the guys that he done fought in the welterweight division. A dog, he a real dog. And he been somewhat disrespected out here by his peers who continue to think a little guy gonna come in there and whoop him. You know, and I don't think he care nothing about that. But at the same time, he just ain't getting the respect he deserved for the way he done walked through this division, man. It ain't been a whole lot of dudes just blow through that like this. I mean, he blasted everybody up out of there. It's only two left to me. That's Terrence and Keith. Boots is part of the new generation, but he ain't in this mix right here. Not yet. Now I know he trying to find his way in. The way in is go sign with Floyd Mayweather. But I think that's gonna be the one where Bud gonna really get his introduction into the welterweight division. And I think after this fight, I don't think it's gonna need to be no rematch. I don't. It might be one, but I don't know if it's gonna be a need for it. I think Split's gonna make this pretty clear which one of them the better fighter. And this ain't no disrespect to Crawford, but I really believe the second half of that fight he gonna own it completely. I think Crawford gonna be more on defense than he is on offense. And I really believe if he don't get knocked out, he gonna be doing a lot of running. And I just think in the end, it's gonna be crystal clear who the best welterweight in the world is. I think Spence gonna stamp this one. I really believe that. When he been wanting this for a long time. He been wanting this for a long time. And if I ain't, I don't know sure what the money is, but I'm pretty sure he done took food off his own plate to make this happen, to give Crawford what he need to get in the ring. So I can't wait to see this fight, man. All the questions gonna be answered. It won't be long from now when they get in there and really get to banging. And I think Spence is gonna come in there. I think Crawford gonna be somewhere like a deer in headlights when it start. It's gonna be a big stage. The lights gonna be real bright. And Earl been on this big stage pretty much since he got the title. PBC got cause he been fighting the best welterweights. The guys Bud been fighting. They don't draw no interest from the fans because don't nobody know him. Did nobody know nothing about Mean Machine. Everybody know Amir Khan is a glass jaw. Ain't nobody thinking nobody. Benavidez, and that's just the big Benavidez. His brother was a hell of a fighter, but that gunshot to his leg is more than he can overcome. Fighting on the A-level fighters, he might can beat lower level fighters like that, but these A-listers, it's just too, you can't overcome it. You're gonna need to be 100% you getting in that ring. Crawford stay in shape, so that's not gonna be no issue. Him being in shape, I just, I don't know how you get, I don't think, like natural stuff. Crawford got high cheekbones around his eyes. I ain't seen nobody yet come out that ring without their eye being black. I can see Crawford all puffed up second half of the fight, man, because he gonna be able to see this too. They gonna be, it's gonna be something serious up in there. I think, like I said, I think they both gonna have their moments. I think they both gonna have to, you know, they gonna both have to answer questions in this room. All the questions gonna get answered in the ring on the 29th. Neither one of them will lose this fight. Win or lose, both of them status will rise. It ain't gonna hurt Bud to lose this fight. It ain't gonna hurt Spence to lose this fight. Because y'all in there, y'all the best. Y'all in there with the best. Y'all the best two in the world. I don't see nobody getting hurt from this fight right here. As far as their career. Now, physically, that might be an issue. Somebody that got broke up real bad, and somebody might have to go to the hospital. Something like that. I can see that. No doubt, I can see that. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. This boy Earl Spence, he did it. He made this happen. He made this happen. He did whatever he had to do to make that man happy, Crawford, to get him in that damn ring. You think he doing this so he can get in there and shake his hand? Earl is not gonna do no smiling, no grinning. He coming to get with this boy Glamour, much like Crawford. Not in this one. And I'm a Terrence Crawford fan, but when people talk to me about the fight, talk to me about the fighters, I'm just being honest about the stuff. You gotta realize I've been into this for a long time. I tried to get my sons into it, and this is what I know about boxing. Now my oldest son, he wish he'd stuck with it now. Your dad and them can be there with you all they want. There's something you gotta want the fighter. You gotta feel like getting up and running the miles. You gotta sit. You the one gotta not eat, and not be able to eat candy. You gotta stay away from that party and alcohol and all the women and all that. You got to do this right. There's a lot of sacrifices. Dad can't sacrifice for you. So this is one of those sports. That's why you gotta respect the ones who make it this far. They gotta want this bad. I've been around this for a long time. Trained there. O'Neal Bell trained there. Was a lot of champions. We had O'Neal Bell trained there. Vernon Forrest trained there. A guy that Bernard Hopkins beat maybe 5 times. Robert Allen, he trained there. It was a lot of good, solid fighters in there. Where, and you see their story now. O'Neal Bell got killed. Vernon Forrest got killed. Atlanta, you got I don't know what it is about Atlanta when I was staying there. Fighters get killed in the streets, die violent deaths in the streets in Atlanta. And I was around both of them, watching them training to get to that next level. You got to work hard. So they both to bust their ass to get here. But what Crawford has done different. Crawford has not fought the best welterweights. He haven't. Crawford has maneuvered through the welterweight division, growing into it to this fight. That's why I respect him. And Crawford had to have singular focus because his whole goal from what getting to 140, Earl had the belt when he got there. He was the IBF champion. Crawford could have went to IBF. He know it. He went to WBO, and that way he had Jeff Horn a lot easier fight than trying to fight Earl Spence, and got time to get his body right. Now, Earl has allowed all this to happen to some degree. He never, he told him, you get these guys over here and I'm going to get these guys over there. It just wasn't nobody on the top rank side worth talking about. But Earl been doing all the heavy lifting. People don't like it, but the truth just the truth sometimes. And I think by Crawford not being in there most of the time with the best, getting these dudes after they done been beat, and the reality of them being big stars in this thing is pretty much gone. So now they fighting for money. Kell Brooks, Sean Porter. I wish it wasn't so, but it is. This dude ain't fighting. This dude coming for glory that you finna fight this time. But Spence want the glory of being undisputed. He pissed off at you because you done held it. It's gonna be a real fight. It's gonna be a real fight. I don't know if Crawford is going. I don't know if what he fought up to this point would have prepared him for what he finna get in the ring with. You know, uh, I'm already thinking Earl a better boxer. That's me. I'm just thinking that. That's my opinion. Crawford he got guys in the ring he was fighting that's gonna make you look good. Do you think how long you think Jeff Horn will last Earl Spence? How long do you think Benavidez will last Earl Spence? Do you think Mean Machine would have knocked Earl Spence down? Do you think Amir Khan would have been 6, 7 rounds before they had to stop it with Earl Spence? These is real questions. I would say no to all of them. Or Earl Spence would have blew through Jeff Horn. He would have blew through all them dudes. So I can't say the same about Crawford. I can't say Crawford would have blew through Danny Garcia. I can't say that. I can't say Crawford would beat. I think he'd have beat Mikey Garcia, but it wouldn't have been like Earl beating him. I don't know. I think he'd have beat Ocampo. I don't know what Crawford would do with Lamont Peterson. I had to see that. If Lamont Peterson was, and still right, Lamont Peterson can fight. So this is the stuff I look at. Who has he fought in this division? And then even the guys at 140, look at how he fought post all. Just go back and look at it. And ask yourself how Earl looking at with that dude. That's what I do. I look at the fighters that a guy had and I say, damn, what would he look like against Spence? Or I look at the guy Spence had and say, damn, what would he look like against Crawford? And this leads me. It is what it is. And I think somewhere in the back of Crawford, my own thing, he think Earl Spence can beat him, but I think he's not sure if he can beat Earl. I think that's been the case all the time. I think Earl been pretty positive he gonna wax this dude. And I think Crawford, he definitely wasn't sure when he first got there. And I say the statement he made after Sean Porter, to be honest with you, I was thinking the same thing to some degree that he was ready now to fight Spence because when he first got there, he was too light in the ass. He wouldn't have had a chance. When he first, around the time he fought Jeff Horn, he'd had no chance in there with a guy like Spence. He'd had no chance. And let's just be honest. He'd had no chance. So at least now, it's going to be a fair fight to some degree. Because his body has grown into the division. He did not knocking Sean Porter down the way he did. Let me know his power is for real. I will say that because whether Sean trained right or not, them knockdowns was legitimate. Crawford knocked the hell out of Sean. So I think he can punch. I don't think that punch would have knocked Spence down. But He damn sure put Crawford on, Porter on the ground, and there was some good punches. That wasn't no flash. He knocked his ass down. Now, could Porter have kept fighting? No doubt. His daddy saw that he didn't prepare for the fight, right? And he shut it down. Once he started getting caught with shots he didn't see and having to chase, because it was probably going to get worse for Sean, if I'm being honest, because Crawford had made it to the point where he was so far ahead in the lead. All he got to do is lay back and wait for you to come to him. He had about a 5-inch reach advantage, and he was faster, so it probably would have got bad for Sean and then had the fight kept on. So I think Kenny made the right choice. I do. The fight with Kell Brook, I enjoyed that fight, but I saw enough. He was only 3-4 rounds, and his face was marked up a little bit. And when he get there with Spence, boy, look here, it's gonna be more than marked up. He gonna, man, them high cheekbones. Every time I look at Crawford, I see them. This part right here, real high. Earl, ain't nobody got in that ring world that came out without that black eye. Even Floyd got one. You think Crawford got better defense than Floyd? Hell no. And he did this to Floyd with headgear on and big gloves. He ain't gonna be able to get away from that shit. And Spence he gonna control them. He gonna control it. Man, that motor Spence got in that pace he set. I ain't seen Crawford fight like that. I haven't. I ain't seen him fight that. That high, like playing chess on speed. That's what it's gonna be. After about the second, third round, once Spence get you really feeling good in there, getting good and warmed up, it's gonna get rough. It's gonna get rough. You got respect for taking him once again, cause dudes ran from Spence. When he was trying to come up, and even now, even when he had that belt, dudes didn't want to fight him. The ones who know. They know. And I hope Bud got all the money he want. I hope that's what he was smiling about up there, cause boy, once he get in the ring, he might realize he didn't want this fight like he said. Earl is going to point. Earl, and if you get that boy in that corner and get on that body and go from from downstairs up, I see how this thing gonna go. I do, and like I say, Crawford gonna have moments. He gonna have moments, but I just see after 5, 6 rounds of that same that power and that pressure. I like to see him not break down. It's gonna be shit. Boy, it's gonna get rough in there. But yeah, man. I just woke up this morning, man. I was thinking, dang, man. I had saw a couple of videos and they was talking about Crawford knocking out Kell Brook and people like that. And I'm saying to myself, Kell Brook had been, both eye sockets had been broke by the time he fought Crawford. That wasn't the same guy. And then he was coming to get some money. He was fighting at 154 pounds. He only came down for the fight because it was big money in that fight. Didn't have his trainer. That matters. Who get you right ready for a fight matters. He wasn't with the guy he been spent his whole career with. You don't think that played some type of effect in the fight? You don't think it was a little bit different sitting in the corner without that voice you've been hearing all these years, that you got the best, one of the best guys you've ever been in the ring with, across the ring from you? Guys like that will quit. They got quit in them. And shit, sometimes these referees jump in too early, but Brook was cooked. He was cooked when Crawford got him up out of there, and he did it faster than Spence, but he didn't have to go to no hostile environment. Spence went to England, to that man home turf, to fight him. Brooks was about 3, 4 years younger and a lot more confidence. So he didn't fight the same guy. Don't get mad at me. Crawford should have been fighting some of these guys before Spence fought him. You picking up leftovers. Why don't you fight some top guys so you can have something to fight? Crawford ain't fighting them guys. And the guy that he fought was pretty much, they was done. Sean Porter and Kell Brook was done already when they had that fight. So, yeah, man, that's it for me on this one, man. I do not know, man. One of y'all got to send me a comment, show me how to, man. I don't really know how to control this stuff because I can't even see people names coming up this time or nothing, man. I ain't into this technology stuff too tough, man. But yeah, man, we got a good fight coming up. Good luck to both of them and to the Crawford fans. If Crawford win, hell, I'd be happy for him too. I'm with Spence all day, but shit, I mean, why would I be? If he can beat Spence, shit, he a bad boy. You ain't got no choice but to give him his credit. If Crawford can beat Earl Spence, he the baddest fighter on. He that guy. I don't see it. And if he could pull that off, you get any real man, you gotta give him his. You would have to give him his props. Fight and vice versa. I don't see Crawford being a challenge that Spence is. I don't. I think Crawford. I don't know if Crawford can beat Keith Thurman. I don't. I ain't completely sure he can beat Danny. I'm just not. What's gonna happen when Danny crack him? He ain't going nowhere. So either you gonna lose. I mean, either you get knocked out. It's going 12 rounds. Danny Garcia is not getting knocked out. That boy got a granite chin and a big punch. I can't say for sure Bud could beat Danny. They wanted one in the amateurs. That was a fight he should have wanted. Both of them, to be honest with you. But I ain't never heard Danny hollering he won't Crawford either. Let's just keep it a buck. But I thought that's the type of guy that fighting him. That was a good fight for Crawford. Danny Garcia. Ugas was a good fight for Crawford. He ain't take none of them. Sean Porter, he took that with him, and he didn't want to fight him. It was a lot of good fights that I would have loved to see Crawford in. That would have made more. It would have made it seem more real. Cause I just can't respect how he got the belt. It ain't his fault. Now it ain't his fault, but the guy who had level. It wasn't. Man, it wasn't no way that dude could beat Crawford, Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny. None of them. Okay, it's the way he got the belt for me, and the way he defended it. I mean, I just can't respect that to some degree. So it all get proven on the 29th, yeah or nay. And if it's yay, I'm thinking Spence gonna win. But if Spence lose, I can't do nothing but give Terrence Crawford his respect for being the real champion. But that's it for me on this one. I catch up with y'all next time. Hopefully I'll be able to see y'all names so I can answer. If y'all have questions, somebody can answer. But I don't know what the hell happened this morning. But I get up with y'all later. I'm out.